Hello and welcome to your astrological vibrations for Friday, July 10th, 2020 by Gaia Blooming. I am Mimi and our energy mantra for today is I value my feeling experience. And today, doesn't it seem like this Pisces moon has lasted really long? We have the moon in Pisces throughout just about the whole entire day, and the moon is making the majority of the connections. So again, our work is to sit and allow the feels. Really, that mastery lesson of Cancer is realizing that feelings are a superpower. They are a gift. It's not always comfortable. It's not always a comfortable gift, but it really is a gift to show us where we are at in our own personal process. So, moon in Pisces today, sun in Cancer, bringing on the feels. The other thing I want to mention is that we're one day out from Chiron going retrograde in Aries. So it's interesting because Aries energy does not necessarily want to stop and feel things. And yet, embracing who you are does mean embracing your feelings. No, you are not your feelings, but feelings are part of your experience. So with Chiron, slowing down, stationing, about to go retrograde, this is again, that call just to be patient with your process, with any of the ups and downs and loop-de-loops that can come out in this energy. The other thing that we have going on, I've been talking about this Mars, Mars Chiron conjunction that we're building into. So we still have that going on, and Mars is very passionate, and it can really amplify. It can amplify lower chakra based feelings, like the desires and the frustrations and I give up and the I'm gonna go for it kind of energies. So we have Mars building into this Chiron, but at the same time, we actually have Venus sextiling, which is a supportive connection. Venus is sextiling Chiron. And so it's again, this call to drop into the yin, to really be willing, the patience card, be willing, Mahalo agrees, to sit with what is coming up. And that's the thing with what comes up. There are feelings that come up with what is up. So what are the feelings that you are being called to deal with? Okay, so speaking of feels, oh my goodness, so much going on. I want to say one more thing about that Venus Chiron. I really do feel like, too, this is kind of a review. I don't feel like we closed up this Venus retrograde, and we may not until Venus gets back to out of the shadow period, back to where it was before it went retrograde. But I do feel like this Chiron feels like a part of the wrap-up energy as we accept, as part of the healing path. Again, the feelings that come up, the stuff around worth, the stuff around our values, the stuff around the feminine, really accepting that energy and realizing that as a planet, we have work to do around our feminine energies. So this Venus Chiron energy today, you may feel very sensitive around that, and that's a piece of the work we're working on. All right, so let's talk about this moon in Pisces. Moon in Pisces is connecting with Neptune, conjunct Neptune, so dreams may be highlighted a bit. Dreams and our intuition. Moon in Pisces is connecting to Jupiter, Pluto, Saturn, and the nodes. Specifically feeling that square with the North Node in Gemini. Now, North Node in Gemini is our golden path for all of us right now. And so this square is reminding us, part of the feels can take us into the spirals. Bring your awareness to the feels. It's really embracing various archetypes or various parts of yourself. So you get to be boast. Wow. Mercury is having issues. Mercury and Mimi is having issues. Both the therapist, see what I did there? The boast was a combination of therapist and both. Both the therapist and the seeker of the therapy. in these energies. So North Node in Gemini, in this square, well, it may be a challenge. It's like, bring your awareness. Again, my biggest awareness, what always helps me is like, well, what is the lesson here? Because if I can get into the lesson, then I can be with the energy, and I can also tune into that solution. So that's the question I like to ask myself. So you may find that helpful in this energy. Well, what is the lesson? What is the lesson around these energies? What is it that I need to know around these energies that are coming up? I also feel like these connections, or this connection that the moon in Pisces is making with all of the Capricorn energy, is again that call back to authority. So speaking of the yin and our experience with the yin on this planet, feelings have been mocked and pushed aside and deemed unimportant and so many things. And yet we're finding more and more how important they are to our personal process. And so this feels like taking back the power, taking back that authority around your feelings, taking back whoever said like, well, your feelings aren't important, or don't feel that way, or, you know, go away, I don't want to deal with you in the feels. Those energies, it's taking back that authority and being like, this is a necessary part of my process. This is a beneficial part of my process. This part of my process has value, going back to that value piece. So that energy, it's pulling it back, but you may feel the shoulds upon you. Beware the shoulds of July. We have the comparison card, and that's like, well, they're doing this way, they're doing this way. Nobody has a right to compare their process to yours, and you don't need to compare your process to anybody else's. Allow yourself to feel. You see like 1/10 of everybody, 1/100th of everybody's experience. So everybody, to some extent or another, has feelings, and everybody can utilize the beneficial process of letting the feels be part of their superpowers. And this is what Cancer energy really is about. So I feel like Cancer energy, but also that Pisces energy, that's Pisces moon making all of these connections, it's just trying to get us comfortable in the waves, in the surf. I do want to say as well, we are wrapping up this Mercury retrograde. Mercury will be going direct early in the morning on Sunday. And so Mercury retrograde in Cancer may also be pushing any last minute like surfacings. It's been so heavy. I was telling Joe, I was like, even just walking, it feels like it's so dense. It feels like I'm literally pushing through veils or like mists as I'm walking. And it is not humid here. But that's how dense and thick this energy is. So if you're feeling that, me too. So that is going to be it for today. You can book a reading with me. Email me, mimiclark@gmail.com. Besides that, the better it gets, the better it gets. There's more than enough love in the world for you. You have the power, and do stay curious. Namaste.